Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope y'all are doing good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Have my cards so that all my notes that I wrote for you guys for this week. Wanted to say thank you again to all the folks who have subscribed. And I'm going to switch over to comments in case comments come in. So just want to make sure that we are streaming. So I'm going to really quick, and you might hear some like echoing because let's see, because I don't know how my sound works. So that said, okay, so it says I'm live. Yay. I hope I am. So welcome. I'm so excited to be here with you guys on this Monday. Welcome to, oh my God, y'all. Welcome to the end of Mercury retrograde. So I don't know about you. Today it goes direct. Thank, the Lord, Oprah Winfrey, Mickey Mouse, whoever your jam is, because this last one has been kind of a loop-de-loop since it was all about, Mercury retrograde is all about revisiting old lessons in how we interact in our relationships, mixing that with Libra, which is about balance. So it was kind of like really shining a light on the relationships, what their structures are, how you guys interact with each other, whether it be family, partners, friends. You may have found out some stuff that you were like, oh, that's not someone that is in my corner. Or you might have found out someone is totally in your corner that you didn't even know that you had. And so now it's all about, kind of really looking at all that stuff and taking it in. So we'll jump into that in just a minute. I want to say hi, welcome to my channel. I am Soul Coach Michele, your friendly neighborhood super woo, soul alignment coach, and manifesting maven. So on this channel, you will see a little bit of all of that. I love doing readings, intuitive readings. I've been a intuitive medium since birth, fourth generation. In fact, we love all the woo in my family. So and I have been a law of attraction, manifesting, whatever you want to call that, for like ever, years, decades. Let's not talk about it. I pay to make sure that this does not show my age. So we'll just say lots of decades to make sure that I'm sharing with you the best and most wonderful ways to get you back on manifesting track, plus a lot of fun with our oracle cards and other woo-woo stuff. So in this particular playlist, or every Monday at 11 a.m. Central US time, I will be here sharing energy and oracle card pulls for the week. This is actually going to be for the collective, so it's not, one-offs here and there, just to be clear. So this is a collective energy read for the week for you. So you can kind of figure out how to navigate what's going on, give you a sneak peek into what's going to happen this week, so you can kind of adjust. Do I wear a raincoat? Do I take my umbrella? Do I wear sunglasses? Do I need suntan lotion? That kind of stuff for my soul this week. So that's what we're doing. Also, if you look in other areas of the channel, you'll find all kinds of stuff on manifesting, which I love to nerd out about. So that's going to be coming more in 2022. Big secret, but I'll let it out of the bag soon enough. So for more manifesting stuff where you can learn things. So excited. Okay. So keep going, keep going. So again, this is an energy week for the collective for this week. If you want something more personal, check out the in the little blurby part downstairs, there's like an arrow that goes this way. You can check down there. And it has a ton of links for more information, for you and I to get together on a one-on-one, to do you an intuitive reading that's just for you if you need that, and some courses and some other fun things and events and how we can stay connected. So there's that too. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about this week's energy. Yay, yay, yay. Mercury goes direct today. Now remember, you still got 2 weeks of shadow time, so that's still good. Plus, there's other planets started going direct as well. We have more starting to go direct as we head towards the end of the year. Chiron is still retrograde, so that wounded healer is still going to be kind of like, oh man, but don't worry, it's a great year. But from now to the rest of the year, to either work with a coach, work with a therapist, get in a group or something to kind of work through those wounds as you move through them that might have come up during this retrograde. So we are in the shadow as of today, as of I think right now, or maybe in 30 minutes or something. Um, Again, I'm not like an official astrologer. I just listen to a lot of really good people. I know enough to be dangerous, but I am an energy psychic. So there we go. Slurp. Um, so you may have noticed over the past couple of weeks that your relationship structures have changed, have shifted. Maybe you're kind of rearranging what's going on. Um, and it's time to kind of sort out your feelings over the next 2 weeks about all of this to say, is this, now that I've seen what's going on, what am I going to do about it? That's kind of what we're talking about. So you get to decide. You kind of Marie Kondo your relationships. Do I keep it? Does it bring me joy? Is it not? Okay, it's got to go. So, with that said, it's time for you to sit around for the next 2 weeks and kind of like ask yourself, what do I want? What did I see? What really kind of stood out to me? Maybe what shocked or surprised me? And what do I want to do about it? Do I want to stay in that relationship? Do I want to move on? Do I want to sit down with the other person and restructure? And this is all could be business, it could be personal, it could be love, it could be, family, it could be friends. It doesn't necessarily all revolve around like romantic relate because everybody always is like soulmates, la la la. Okay. Your soulmate might not be who you're in a romantic relationship. It is your soulmates are usually the people you learn a lot from. They are your teachers. Sometimes you love them. Sometimes you're like, oh my God, I'm going to like just, smack you in the head. Soulmates is that, not this whole like Hollywood version of, oh, you complete me. Okay. So over the last couple of weeks, these relationships of all areas of life have had a spotlight and how they work. What are they doing? Revisit. Was there anything that needed to be said that hasn't been said? That's the kind of stuff the next 2 weeks is time to wrap that up. Okay. So you might spend some time with your journal. You might spend some time with a coach. You might spend some time with, if you have a therapist, whatever your jam is to kind of work and process through what you have seen and learned over the last couple of weeks in the retrograde. You got about 2 more weeks to wrap that up before we kind of move into going forward again, because the other big deal this week is your full moon in Aries on Wednesday, which comes in the middle of this shadow. So it's not going to be as wonky as when, we had the Mercury retrograde, but understand it's time to really tune into who is in your corner. And the reason I'm saying that is more because of what's coming from this. Lots of fire. Fire is that in between where the want starts to manifest, where you set your intention and then you receive, but there's that in between time where it's baking in the oven. That's a fire sign. So that's what's kind of happening. So really be aware of who you have in your corner. Okay, and what are the things that you want to do as you move forward, because this is going to kind of light a fire under your booty to get that stuff done. So really kind of harvest all those lessons, harvest the wisdom out of them as you move through this time. Okay, and that's kind of what this full moon's going to be about, because it's no more like second guessing and waffling around. Really figure out, stop like looking at obligation friendships and look at them like, if it feels obligatory, are these relationships are not serving you. And I don't mean in that narcissistic way, but really if they're not serving your heart. Okay. They're not serving your heart. That's what needs to change. So if it's not serving your heart, as soon as you hit the gas pedal, come like Wednesday on through, it's going to cause some problems, because what'll also happen is you might see a little anger and aggression pop up for yourself, because that fire is gonna kind of feel like power struggle. And these are only gonna be illusions. I want to be really clear. It's gonna feel this way and feel kind of tense. So I'm gonna encourage you to really figure out between now and Wednesday who's in my corner and who's not. Who is the person I trust to lean on their shoulder, share stuff within their ear about certain things, because you're gonna need these peeps once we move past this. But in the interim, the ones that you keep out of obligation or guilt or some other reason, is gonna cause these aggressive things to feel like almost like that road rage stuff that happens. So I'm gonna encourage you to kind of take a breath as you move through this week, whenever you start to feel that kind of come up for you, and just take a moment, take a step back, maybe do a meditation. If you can't do that, just count to do one of those inhales for 4, hold it for 4, exhale for 4, hold it for 4 kind of meditation. So it's like 16 seconds to just reconnect with yourself before you pop off, because that's going to help you. Now, the other thing that I want to share with you as far as feelings and energy for this week is you might feel impulsive. I mean, this kind of, I guess, goes along with this other part. You might think I had, like, Darren always talks about the good idea fairy. Like, the good idea fairy may come in and plop a bunch of good ideas in your lap while you're trying to do the things you're called to do. And I always call them, they're kind of like the ninjas of your itty bitty shitty committee, your IBSC, or these good idea fairies, because they distract you from where you want to go. But for some reason, over the next, it's going to build. And from mid to end of week, it's going to be more like, good idea, fairy. Good idea, fairy. And just really do not make hasty decisions because the good idea fairy showed up. Because I feel like by Friday, it's going to be like one of those like impulse buys. And then you're going to have like buyer's remorse and hope to God you kept the receipt so you can return it. Okay. So instead of having to make 2 trips to the store over something you didn't really need or want, but in the Wednesday kind of Thursday time frame, you were like, oh my God, I totally need this. But then you get there and you're like, shit, I did not totally need this. And this is just a pain in my butt. Just save yourself a minute. If you get a visit from the good idea fairy, please take 24 hours before you go ahead with it. Okay. So those are my downloads for this week based on what I saw. Now I want to do the 3-card pull. So what we're going to do is this. We are gonna, let me see what's going on over here. Real quick. One moment, please, because
3-card pull. So what we're gonna do.
Shushy. There. Because I want to just make sure that we are live. So I do want to pull some cards for you. So what we're going to do is a 3-card pull for the collective. And what that means is that's for this week. So we're going to ask, what do we need to know? Okay. And that's going to be the first card. And then the next 2 are the medicine to support that card. So here's the deal, my darlings. If you are just joining me, remember, if you're here for the live stream, you can chat over to the, what is that? I'm looking at the screen. That would be the right, is like a chat box. Okay, so you can go ahead and chat in there. If you are watching the replay, go ahead and comment below and let me know your thoughts. If for some reason you're not signed in, but you're checking this out, love you so much. You're more than welcome to pop over onto the Facebook page and leave me a comment there if you would like. But if you are signed in and you do see the subscribe button, I would welcome you to subscribe, click the bell, and give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube knows that we are awesome and more people can come and hang out and get readings. Okay, so what we're going to do is, if you missed the first part, don't go back just yet. You can watch the replay. But in the very first half of this, I go into the energy report of the week. And now I'm going to share the 3 cards. So we're just going to have spirit. Let's get into some connection because I'm feeling kind of low. So that Aries energy is just getting me, y'all. So we're just going to ask, what do we need to know for this week? What is it that we need to focus on? So let's see. And we're using the, what am I using? I am using the Spirit Animal Oracle, which is this. It's Colette Baron Reed. I love her stuff because the artwork is always so pretty. Whoever she has doing her artwork is freaking amazing. So if that's you and you see this, thank you for your sharing of your creativeness. Okay. So we're ready? One more. Okay. Okay, we'll just go one more. Yay. Whew, is that it? Yes. Alrighty. Oh, nice. Yes. Okay. That's funny. Okay, yes. Okay. So our answer to what do we need to know for this week to navigate all that stuff I talked about in the beginning. So when we talk about all that stuff, so the 3 mains for the, we have 2 biggies this week, which is that Mercury retrograde is over, but we are still in shadow. So kind of just wrap that stuff up and really give yourself some time to process. And then the second thing is there's a bit of fire energy coming in midweek during the full moon, and it's going to build and then wane, like the moon does. And so understanding that from that perspective, we gotta really be managing our energy so that we don't pop off and then regret it later. It's kind of like what I was talking about, the impulse buys. Sometimes we pop off impulsively and you don't have a receipt for that and you cannot return it because you cannot unsay or suck back in words. So just be mindful of your words this week. Be mindful of what you say to others because remember, we're all one. And when we go towards others in anger, we're really harming ourselves because for whatever reason, we're hurting inside. So understand that processing and taking that time is really important. And what I'm saying this is because our medicine for the week is Dear Spirit. Dear Spirit, right side up. So there's no question here. You already know you need to bring a gentle touch into your life. Being self compassionate is huge this week because I think a lot of times when we get upset or we get angry or fearful, which is really just fear, anger, right? So I think this week we have to look in the mirror a lot of times, take that breath and don't blame, shame, or guilt yourself. Look in the mirror and say to yourself, what do I need? What do I need to be more compassionate with myself? And it might be stay home. That might be the answer. The answer might be stay in your bubble. I really feel like, it is kind of that, we're in October. It finally feels like fall in Nashville. It's been like 100 zillion degrees all summer. And then it was like 90 something. And then all of a sudden it went 60. So now we're all excited because it feels like fall, but it also brings that I want to stay home and drink apple cider and I want to drink tea and be in my cocoon. And you know what? That's okay. And that might actually help you kind of process instead of what happens a lot of times when we process is we're triggered. And so if we walk out into the world triggered because we're trying to process what happened over Mercury retrograde with relationships and ahas about people we love and maybe surprise and shock about other things, is we haven't processed our stuff. So we walk around triggered, and that can cause things like that road rage energy where you might pop off at someone, and it might be someone you really love and you don't want to, and then you can't take it back. So be gentle with yourself so that you can be gentle with others. So bring a gentle touch isn't just about others. It really starts at home with you. So do that. How are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? Okay. Now here comes Fox. And usually Fox shows up and is like, right? Because it's like, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And this is a little speaking to the fire, the think on your feet thing that goes on when in that fire thing was like, oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do that. So part of this is when this is paired with the gentle touch, it's an indicator of, oh, I may have to really kind of prep myself before I leave the house so that I can be ready and pivot emotionally, be in wise mind. You have emotional and you have logical. And then when the two of them come together, you got wise. I have to leave the house in wise mind so I can think on my feet if someone triggers me and I need to be gentle. So if someone is normally triggering you, or you're just like, I got to go to the grocery store, and people are, there's an ascension going on right now, and some folks are into it, like you guys probably, and some folks don't even know what's going on, and they get a little bit like you might notice over the next week, people not managing their stuff. So before you leave the house, crystal up. Take a minute, take a 10-minute meditation or a 5-minute meditation and really prep yourself and say, okay, I choose to go out into the world mindfully so that I can be in the world while also saying to myself, I'm choosing to be calm. I'm choosing to not allow their unpeacefulness to affect me. I will remain peaceful regardless of what's going on. Okay. That's the think on your feet here. It's not the general normal fire. Oh my God, I'm going to pivot, pivot, pivot. It's I'm going to prep so that I can think on my feet because I'm going to be called to do so. So be gentle by being ready. Okay. And then your last one. So I love skunk spirit. Okay. I love skunk spirit, but skunk spirit came in upside down. That means I am not aware. I forgot I knew that, or I'm ignoring this even though I know it because it's too hard. Now, skunk spirit is know your worth. And how many of us are like feeling not so good right now? feeling like maybe I'm not worth doing this, or I need to save money because blah, blah, blah. And I'm not, saying don't save money. What I am saying is be wise in the sense, and wise by, I mean, like really check in with your emotions. Are you saying, I don't want to do this because I have no money because you're in a poverty mindset? Or are you saying that because you literally are looking at the checking account and you're like, I have one bill left and it's either I do this or I go out and get a petty. And of course, I want you to do what you need to do for your root chakra, which is pay the bill. But if you got extra and you have enough for both, know your worth. Remember, you are worthy of self care. And that self care might not be a penny. It might be paying the bill. It might be making yourself a cup of tea, which I'm going to do right after I'm done here. It might be taking a nap. It might be saying, my body, ooh, my hair is doing some weird business, you guys. It might be your body needs to rest. And that's okay. It's time to rest. All right. So remember, know your worth so that you can do all this stuff. You are worthy of taking a moment before you go to the grocery store to tune into that divine connection you have with source energy so that you can bring a gentle touch to yourself. So, do you see how these cards are telling a story? Okay. So, in our question for this week, what do I need to know to navigate that energy that I channeled for you at the beginning of this? Because it's going to be kind of a bumpy ride, but it's okay. It's not going to be anything like the last couple of weeks, but you might witness people being pissy, and that's okay. They can be pissy. What's important is you choosing whether or not you want to participate in the pissy. Okay. And if you choose not to, the way that you're going to get through this week and still feel good and feel empowered and feel like, okay, I am going to give myself a pat on the back, eat a piece of chocolate cake because I am worthy. But the way you're going to get to that point where you don't come in at the end of the week like, I need a beer. And instead, you're going to be like, you know what, let's go pumpkin picking or something. And you're happy is to be gentle with yourself so that you can learn to be gentle with other folks. Because when we are unhappy with self, we go out into the world compromised. But if you can, again, think on your feet in the sense of allow yourself the space to take a minute and get centered. That's the gentleness that comes with it. Because when you're gentle with yourself, you can think on your feet when someone is presenting an energy of pissiness, where you can say to them, I see your pissiness, but I'm choosing not to participate. You have a nice day, and on you go, instead of having that road rage kind of incident in like aisle 7 at the Kroger. Okay. So just understand that's it. And the reason I'm encouraging you to do this, because we don't take the time a lot of times because we think we don't have time. I am not worth the time to nurture myself. That's where skunk comes in upside down. You do have that time. In fact, it's not an option at this point this week for you not to take the time. So please take the time, know your worth, be gentle with yourself, think on your feet, and then know your worth. When you feel that twinge of like shit, remember this video and you're like, oh God, I feel like shit. Remember, oh, Michele said, I am worthy. Repeat, I am worthy. I am a divine extension of source energy, and I am worthy of every loving bit of energy that comes my way. And in fact, I generate from within. And give yourself that compassion, that gentle touch that comes with taking the time for yourself so that you can think on your feet in a responsive way, not a reactionary way. Okay? That's this week. I am so excited. Oh, hey, Dulcie, thanks for coming. You can watch the replay. I do my intuitive reading at the beginning, and then we do the cards to support that at the end. So please feel free to watch the replay when it comes up. It'll be right here. But anyways, again, thank you for watching. If you ever want to join a live stream, I'm here Mondays at 11 a.m. Central US time. You can chat using this little block over here during the live stream, and you can comment below down here. Please subscribe and, thumbs up this video and hit the bell if you love what you see here. Again, just make sure that if you are a law of attraction person, check out those videos below. Those are live stream replay lessons for law of attraction stuff. There's also soul shift stories that you can check out from people that I've worked with and the wonderful things that they've manifested. And then every reading that we do is here in the readings thing. And at the end of the month, the last week, I think not this Friday, but next Friday, the 30th, I believe it is. No, the 29th of October, 2021. I will be doing card pulls for an hour. So come on over here and I will pull cards for whoever joins in. It's my annual card pull for everybody. And then we'll probably jump into New Year's stuff in November. Holy moly. Can you guys believe this year's almost freaking over? I can't even. So, anyways, I will send you off with this week with some love. Virtual hug. Love you so much. Make sure that you give yourself some compassion and some love throughout this week because it's going to be kind of cray. And I will see you on Monday. I love you so much. Take care of you. Love you. Bye. Have a great week.